I'm not going to live in fear.
So today, we're going to talk about the cattail. First and foremost, the cattails from last year. This is one of the best fire starters that you're going to find in the woods. This is like nature's cotton. So if you're out foraging for fire starter, here you go. Just roll it in your fingers. Of course, those are the seeds. And you have your cotton to start your fire for your tinder catch. So, let's talk about this plant. First, fire starter. Second, we're going to talk about the food quality. So, here we have a cattail. You have these really big, long leaves. And you're going to notice right away, this is one of the most important things. You're going to see that jelly. It's a clear, and my hands are dirty. If you're going to be foraging this liquid, you're going to make sure your hands are real clean. Hold on, I'll get some better. And what we do is we take this jelly, and this is multiple different uses. This has really a lot of different uses. But the first thing this is going to feel like to you is hand sanitizer. And it actually does the same thing hand sanitizer does. It's going to kill all this microbial stuff that you're going to get on your hands. And you can use this to clean your hands with and then wash this off in a stream because it does get pretty sticky. It's more of a, like a jelly. The second reason we like to take this from the plant is if you have any type of sore in your mouth, your tongue has been rubbing maybe a chipped tooth in your mouth, or canker sores, or any mouth pain, you can take this jelly off each leaf and put it in a jar, and it numbs it on contact. Any kind of moist skin like in your mouth, it'll numb it on contact. So there you go, you have a pain reliever for your mouth. It also cleans the infected area in your mouth. So you don't really eat the jelly, but you can apply this jelly in your mouth, and that's going to take care of a lot of pain that you might be having. So as we dig into this plant, you can see that this jelly is in between almost every leaf. You just keep gathering it up. You can fill a jar pretty quickly. So we're going to go ahead and remove these the whole way down to where we're at the basic reed of the plant. It's kind of like peeling a corn stalk. You're going to get down to the base once you peel all these leaves apart. Okay. And right here is the base of the plant. As you can see, I broke it right away. It's going to be this. There we go. It's going to be this section right here. It's really soft. You can see it breaks easily. Okay, this is the main part of the stem. What you're going to do is you're going to gather these up. So basically the first 9 inches of the bottom of the plant by the root. And you gather this material out of them. I know it seems like a lot of waste, but if you're gathering the jelly, if you're gathering the materials to make something from, and you're gathering the food from the plant, right there you have a lot of different uses, so it's not really much of a waste at all. But you gather a good many of these up, maybe a good handful of them, and then you're going to blanch them in boiling water for about 5 minutes. Then you take them from that and you use them in a stir fry. These things are really good. They kind of remind me of cucumber or watercress. So the next thing we're going to take from the cattail is the pollen. What you're going to do is you're going to, basically this is past. This is where the pollen was. This is like the flower, what's left of the flower stem. So you take this and you stick it in the bottle when this is all flowered out, and you shake it. You're going to see orange powder coming off in that. And you'll just go from plant to plant and keep shaking that into a bottle. Now, why do we want to do that? Well, it is a flour substitute. It's really good for you. There's some recipes online that you can find, different ways you can prepare that. I've seen pancakes, different breads, flat breads. And the best thing about that is by volume. So if you take a cup of that and you take a medium-sized orange, the cup of cattail pollen is going to have 4 times the amount of vitamin C in it than the orange, which is phenomenal. And it's a really good type of vitamin C too. Do your research, guys. Now, when this is still green, both of these are still green, you can basically, you'll be peeling the leaves off and you'll see that this is green and this is green. They look like little tiny hot dogs attached to each other. You can eat those raw. Remember when you're getting cattails that these are a natural water filter. So you want to take them from clean water sources. This area right here is all spring fed, or this area right here is all spring fed. So like this is all mountain water, it doesn't lay in here stagnant, it runs through. It's still really cold. The water quality is not bad. So this would be an area where you could harvest cattails. Don't want to harvest cattails in mine drainage or anything like that. We have a lot of that in Pennsylvania. So you want to definitely check where you're getting your cattails from. So you like these in the green phase. They're a lot skinnier. It's early summer. Some of these haven't produced anything yet, so I can still come back here and check and get my pollen. Plus we have all these down the road here, which there's phenomenal amounts of up around the bend here, and it's all pretty well spring fed. So these are good for that. Building materials, if you're building a shelter in the woods, cattail leaves woven together make a real nice roof. Takes a lot of them, but if you have nothing to do except for survive, collect your cattails up. Use the medicine from the leaves. You're going to use the inside the base of the stem, the main part of the tubular of the stem, to eat. The roots. The next thing is the roots. I'm not going to rip these out by the roots because I like to keep my cattails where they're at. But the roots can be boiled, and you can extract the starch from the roots, and you can beat the roots and take the starch right out of them, just like eating a potato mash. So, cattails, a lot to talk about. Hopefully we'll have some more videos in the future of collecting pollen. That's something I want to do this year, and I'm going to get some of that bagged up for our pantry. So, you're done harvesting your jelly for mouth pain and any kind of pain to do with the mouth. What you're going to do, if you find them in this stage, you can continue harvesting your jelly in this, but we're actually going for some wild edibles right now. And as you strip this plant off, you're going to realize it's kind of like a little ear of corn in here. This is what forms the sections that you see all the time. Right here. Hold on. Get the rest of this out. Now, be careful because this is very brittle. You don't want to drop any on the ground if you're looking for food. Take your time taking these leaves off. Especially towards the top here, they want to stick a little bit more. So, this is your pollen area. This is going to branch out and it's going to have this orange pollen. This is where you're going to collect that from. But the cool part about this part of the plant is I can't get used to the texture, but it's really good. Kind of like a cucumbery flavor. And you'll notice that it has these little, like that's your texture that you're eating. It's like a little, I don't know, it's just really, it's different. This bottom part, what we do, this would be the brown part that you would see later on in the year that has your seeds in it. And what that does is, what you can do with this is you can actually take this, boil it the same way I told you about, and then you can eat that as well. So there you have a couple different ways of eating the tops of the plant. So you keep this, and the part that we just tried, which the texture is just beyond me. But anyway, so there's two more things you can harvest from that. And the jelly and the roots, like I said before, make sure you're getting them from a clean area, something that's spring fed. You don't want to see a lot of orange in the water. You don't want it to be stagnant water, of course. So, and the best thing about it is while you're gathering your fire tinder, you can also plant those around your area. So if you have waterways and stuff, you could plant them. That way you don't have to go foraging for them. You have your wild edibles right there by your place. So, Chuck Grove with Foraging Truth, the cattail, many, many uses. If you guys have any other uses that we didn't cover, and I knew I left a few out just to get some content, you know, to create a little bit of a discussion, then go ahead and feel free to comment at the video and tell us how you use cattail. Cattail, God's gift to us, one of the best gifts to a forager that's out there. It purifies the water and gives you food, gives you, fire starter, materials to build a shelter out of. There's just many, many, many different uses. So get out there, forage your own cattails. Chuck Grove with Foraging Truth. Keep foraging.